Yeah, sure. So our journey with the Cotswolds Lakes Brewery Co was really born out of a hobby of brewing beer for many years and wanting to do something more with that hobby, and really an ambition to try and build the most sustainable brewery that we could, based in the heart of the beautiful Cotswold Lakes. So the Cotswolds Lakes Brewery Co really set out to be the most sustainable craft brewery that we can possibly be. We focused very much on values of collaboration, of quality, having fun, but importantly responsibility in what we do. And we've given really careful thought to sustainability in every aspect of our business, building it from the ground up, which has been a really interesting exercise, and we've learned an awful lot along the way. So when we were looking at kitting out the brewery earlier in 2023, I was very mindful of the fact that where we are here in the middle of the Cotswold Water Park, it's a significant area of hard water. I've lived here all my life, and so I'm very familiar with those challenges. And so it was a no-brainer to me to find the right solution for all of our new brewery equipment right from the very start. So within the brewing process, there's a lot of equipment, quite expensive equipment, which it's really important that you keep that scrupulously clean all the time. And obviously we brew with an awful lot of water. As a result, being mindful of the fact we're in a hard water area, I wanted to make sure that with the brew equipment itself, the pipe work, lots of intricate equipment that we have here in the brew process, and indeed through the fermenters and on into our bright tanks as well, that we were minimising the risk of any additional unnecessary scale being built up through that process. In particular, the brew kettle itself, where we're boiling water for a considerable period of time, has the same challenges that any other kettle would have in a domestic situation. So being mindful of some of those challenges and being mindful of the amount of cleaning that we already have to do in a brewing environment, we wanted to find ways to minimise that challenge as much as possible. So really, when we were looking at different options for systems to use in the brewery, I went back to the research I did at the time of building my own house a few years ago. At the time, I knew we needed a solution in the new build property for hard water. I've been familiar with solutions in previous houses, which were chemical-based solutions that needed regular top-ups and maintenance. So I discovered Halcyan first of all at the NSBRC, and we were looking for a number of new solutions within our house, and came across this amazing solution which didn't need any regular maintenance, had a long lifespan to it, and that for me ticked all the boxes straight away in terms of some of the sustainability credentials I was looking at in the way that we were building our house. We were aiming towards a sort of passive house, low energy standard, looking for the lowest footprint that we could have, and the Halcyan unit really seemed to fit with that. So when it came to doing the same in the brewery, it was pretty much a no-brainer for me that we would be looking to use the same technology. What I wasn't sure about was, given the amount of water we use here in a commercial setting, what type of unit we would need, and whether we would have a unit that could meet that capacity need. But having discussed that with Halcyan, pleased to say that they had a unit that fitted. Doesn't require any maintenance. It was very easy for our plumber to install. In fact, so easy that when it came to using Halcyan here in the brewery, I pretty much left him to it, and actually didn't even know where it was installed until today. So that's how much peace of mind I had from the simplicity of the unit, and certainly where our plumber found it very, very straightforward to work with. So yes, so we've been using it very comfortably since 2019 at home, and when it came to the start of 2023 and we were looking to kit out the brewery here, it was a very straightforward phone call, sizing up the relevant size of unit for the brewery operations, getting that delivered very quickly and installed with absolutely no issues at all. So I guess going back to our original domestic house build, wasn't too sure what to expect. Wasn't quite sure whether this was something that would have a real impact on us or not, having lived with hard water and struggled with hard water in a domestic environment for a long time. Pleased to say everything that was described in terms of the benefits was true, in terms of our shower screens, which always feels like the most obvious place for me. It really is a very quick wipe away of the kind of the dust that's left. And so that gave me confidence in terms of translating that into the commercial environment, that we would have a similar impact here. And so certainly, a year into our operations, things are looking pretty good. Even the little kettle behind the bar is looking pretty decent at the moment. So it's telling me that we're getting that same result here that I knew from the last few years at home we've been experiencing. We've not really had to apply any kind of descaling through any of the apparatus that we have beyond our standard kind of cleaning cycles. We work with very low impact cleaning solutions here as well in the brewery. So because of where we are and we're on private drainage here as well, we need to be very sensitive as to the things that we're putting through our cleaning process. We're not using any hard chemicals. We're using an enzyme-based cleaner, and we're finding that is doing more than a good enough job working alongside the Halcyan unit. And as I said, certainly behind the bar, thinking about some of our kettles and things as well here, absolutely no kind of maintenance required, any descaling required with those as well. So from a cost effectiveness perspective, I think having done the sums previously around the domestic install, I was quite comfortable it was the right solution here. What I was particularly focused on was making sure that we didn't have any ongoing maintenance requirement, and the Halcyan units have a long lifespan to them. And so I was very comfortable from the performance I'd seen at home that the initial outlay versus other solutions that would require ongoing maintenance and top up of other materials, it was the right thing to do, particularly when you offset that against differences in cleaning cycle and time to maintain equipment generally. So yeah, I'd absolutely recommend Halcyan to other businesses. I've already had the conversation with other businesses here on the site actually, who are sort of interested in what we were doing with the fit out earlier this year. I think it's a very simple solution. I think it's a very easy, maintenance-free solution, and certainly very easy to install as well. Or at least that's what my plumber told me anyway.